the Eagles were just awarded 2 compensatory picks, giving us 10 total picks in this draft. And we're not done yet, because by the time it's all said and done, the Eagles are going to have 12 to 13 picks this draft. And you know what that means. That means you have the ammo to trade up back into the first round. 18th pick in the NFL draft.
Hey, make us lunch. We're hungry.
Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. So free agency starts in about a week. I cannot wait. Even though the Eagles are not going to make a big splash of free agency, I still find it very exciting as a football fan. And I'm hoping that the Eagles will make at least some small moves that will be very beneficial to this team. I cannot wait. And today the NFL announced that the salary cap this year is going to be $182.5 million. It's down from last year, but that's what was going to happen with the whole pandemic thing. That was bound to happen. So I think this is pretty much what people expected. And it's going to make for fascinating viewing, because a lot of teams are going to have to cut players maybe they normally wouldn't cut. And you're going to see a lot of one-year deals. So it should be pretty interesting. And for the Eagles, I think they're right around $26 to $28 million over the cap still, depending upon who you're asking, where you're reading from. So they're somewhere in that range. And what they did today was they went ahead and they restructured Isaac Seumalo's contract. So now Seumalo is going to save the Eagles about $2.4 million against the cap. And there's still going to be a lot more of these restructurings, I'm sure. Brandon Graham, he's looking to restructure. Lane Johnson, he's looking to restructure. You have Derek Barnett. He may restructure. Well, he's not going to restructure, but he may get an extension that'll give the Eagles some cap space. And he could be a guy that they possibly trade. Okay, and you have other guys they might trade. Brandon Brooks, Zach Ertz. Okay, these are guys that they may go ahead and wind up moving. So the Eagles are going to get under the cap. I think they're going to have enough money to sign, a decent free agent, one, maybe two, because it's just the way that they restructure these contracts. They always kind of push it down in the future. So I expect the Eagles to do that again. They'll get under the cap soon enough, and you're going to see some of these guys possibly go and possibly get traded. Like I said, Zach Ertz, Brandon Brooks, okay? And you're probably going to get draft picks for them. And, that brings me to the second part of this video, draft picks. The Eagles today were awarded 2 compensatory picks, 2 6th-round picks, giving the Eagles 10 total picks in this draft. We have a first-round pick, a second-round pick, 2 third-round picks when you include the Colts pick, no 4th-round pick, 2 5th-round picks, 3 6th-round picks, and a 7th-round pick. And I don't think they're done yet. I think Zach Ertz getting traded, Brandon Brooks could possibly be traded, Derek Barnett could possibly be traded. I'm sure there are a couple other guys that are possibly going to get traded. And I think when it's all said and done, the Eagles should have around 12 to 13 draft picks. That's what I think they're going to have. And if they do, they don't need all those picks. Okay, they don't need all those picks. So what does that mean? That means that the Eagles have an opportunity for my dream scenario this draft. Okay, what's my dream scenario? This is it. At number 6, you take Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith. You get one of those 3. Then, going into with your second round pick, somewhere late in that first round, when a J.C. Horn or Kimura, somebody is dropping, somebody who you value highly, I want the Eagles to get that second round pick, maybe one of those third round picks, maybe one of those 5th round picks, and trade back up late into the first round, early into the second, and get the guy that they love, get the guy that they covet, and maybe, just maybe, you come out of this draft with 2 immediate impact starters as rookies. That would be fantastic. Dream scenario for me would be Kimura, right? Jeremiah Owusu Kimura drops. He's slated to go anywhere from 14 to about 25. Let's say he drops because he's only 215 pounds. Let's say he drops to 28, 29. I'm trading up for him. Or J.C. Horn, who may be my favorite corner in this draft. Let's say he drops to 25, 26. Go get him. Go get him. That's what the Eagles need to do. You would come away with an offensive starter and possibly a defensive starter. You get two good starters, two foundational pieces out of the draft right away. That's big time, man. That is big time. That's what my dream scenario is. And having these picks is what is going to be able to make that happen. And look, whether you like Howie Roseman, whether you don't like Howie Roseman, everybody knows how I feel about him. But he's the guy making the picks. And I think the best case scenario for him is to take picks as soon as you can get them. Okay? So if your first pick is at 6, take it. If your first pick is, well, your second pick is 37, you have a chance to move up. Do it, okay? Really good GMs, really good scouting teams and talent evaluators who do good in draft, they do great with multiple draft picks, 10, 12 picks, because they can hit that 5th round pick, they can hit that 4th round pick, they can hit the 3rd round pick. That's really not our strength. That's not Howie's strength. Howie's strength is actually, and he does a really good job, I will give Howie Roseman credit, because Howie Roseman can trade his ass off. He could trade his ass off, okay? He trades as well as Dak Anthony. Where's the fitness? Always like they're sleeping. Take snaps. He can trade. He's good at that. So let's use his skill set. Let's use his skill set to trade and find a way to manipulate the draft and move back up. Late in the 1st round, early 2nd. It doesn't even have to be another 1st round pick. But if you get a guy, and maybe it's not a defensive guy, maybe it's not, maybe it's an offensive lineman, maybe it's somebody, whoever it is. But if you know there's going to be players who fall. That happens every year. And I think with no real college football season where you had a lot of guys opting out and then you don't have the whole scouting combine the way that you normally do, there's going to be a lot of guys who are very talented and should have gone a lot higher than they would have, but because they opted out or whatever, they fall. So there's opportunity, and the Eagles and Howie Roseman, they're at their best when they're aggressive. When he's aggressive, trading up to get Carson Wentz a few years ago, trading to get J.J. When he's aggressive trading is when we're at it, when he's at his best. And look, I don't like him as a talent evaluator, but Howie can trade his ass off. So take that 2nd round pick, take maybe one of those 3rds, figure something out, and go get yourself a guy who's a 1st round talent. Maybe on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe you come away with an offensive starter and a defensive starter. That's what we need. That's what we need. So I am totally about trading back up from the 2nd round back into the 1st and taking my pick at 6. That's definitely, I ain't moving. I ain't moving off of 6. I'm pretty much staying there. I think quarterbacks are going to go early. I think you're going to get Smith, Chase, or Pitts. One of those 3 guys, if not more, will be there. So I'm staying at 6. And then, unless a team offers me like something ridiculous to trade up to get a quarterback, then I'll do it. But otherwise, I'm staying right there. But that 2nd round pick, that one of those 2 3rd round picks, I'm using it to get another quality starter on this team. Just my opinion, Eagles got 10 compensatory picks. I'm very happy about that. I expect at least 2 more draft picks before this is said and done. With that said, take care, talk to you later, and of course, don't be a dingbat.